Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Make Space for More podcast, where we talk strategies for growing and scaling your business in a way that's authentic and aligned for you. I'm your host, Melissa Swink, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about 5 common goals a virtual assistant can help you achieve. Now, I love offering practical advice to help you gain leverage over your time. And this can look like figuring out what we should be focusing on and what we should be doing more of, things that maybe we should take a look at or consider eliminating. Like maybe moving forward, there's no longer a space for that in our lives or our businesses. I love offering ideas for systematizing and automating the things that you're doing on day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis in order to help you save time and also money, really, because no matter who would be performing these tasks manually, there is a way to often streamline or automate these for a very low or no cost in order to free up lots of time and ultimately money as well. And then, of course, delegating. That is something that I talk about frequently on the podcast, talking about, building a team and really leveraging help from others in order to scale your business or organization. But today we're going to approach these similar topics. I'm going to say similar, not quite the same, but similar topics, but from a different angle. And that is from the angle of your goals. And then we're going to reverse engineer from there. So what I did in preparing for this podcast, I did some simple Google searches of, what are some common goals for 2025? Or what are some common business goals for the year? And I just kind of pulled everything together and summed them up into 5 main areas. At the end of the day, these are the 5 most popular goals that entrepreneurs, executives, professionals, even individuals have set for themselves. So you may be able to figure out goal number 1, make more money, whatever that means for you. If you are a business owner, maybe you're like, okay, last year we made X and this year we want to make Y. And we're looking at, bumping up from whatever it was from last year. We're looking at maybe you have a 2X goal or a 10X goal, or maybe you're looking to increase, by a certain dollar amount every month in your revenue, whatever that looks like for you. Also, feel free to translate this if you're in the nonprofit space where maybe you're looking for additional sponsorships or you're looking for additional donors, things like that. But basically, just more revenue generation or more capital generation, whatever this looks like for you and your organization. And the way that we can make more money ultimately boils down to 3 things. We can sell more, which is really a quantity thing. So, maybe we served 50 customers last year and this year we want to serve 75 or 100. And so if that's the goal and that is the mean from which you are intending to make more money this year, a virtual assistant can help you with maybe some outreach activities, really going back through maybe a list of potential clients that for whatever reason did not move forward with working with you in the past. And we want to, reach out to them again, kind of check in, see where things are at and see if there are opportunities to work with them in the future. Maybe this is reaching out to potential referral partners, people who are in similar businesses as you and serve a similar clientele or market, but do not offer the same services as you. Whatever this looks like, a virtual assistant can help you with some of those outreach activities. Just giving you one example of how you might be able to leverage their help there. Okay, maybe the second way to make more money, and maybe this is what you're pursuing this year, is to sell bigger. In other words, more of a quality over a quantity approach to making more money this year. And so maybe this looks like for you increasing your prices or changing up your packages, selling, larger packages. And if that's the case, a virtual assistant can help you make sure that your marketing channels are in alignment with the new pricing and the new packages that you're rolling out for this year. So this could look like simply making some updates on your website, making sure that pricing is up to date, or current packages and service offerings are up to date, current products are up to date, things like that. Maybe it is working with, your social media, copywriters or your content creators to make sure that, hey, this year, this is the type of client that we're looking to work with. These are the services we're going to be focusing on. We want to make sure that you're your marketing is in alignment with what you plan to focus on selling this year. And the third way we can make more money is to sell different. So sell more, sell bigger, sell different, which would mean launching something new. And so if you're planning on, say, launching a new course this year, or maybe you're going to be launching a new membership or a new revenue stream, a virtual assistant can help you with planning that launch and those promotions and coordinating all of that. So just a couple of examples. If you intend to make more money this year, that is how a virtual assistant can help you do that. Those are just a couple of brief examples. If I went through all the ways that a virtual assistant can help you achieve some of these goals, we would not have enough time on this podcast to cover all of that, and you all would get bored. Like, especially if you were like, that's not really my goal this year. This isn't relevant to me. Fast forward, skip. So we're just going to give this, kind of a concise example. And then certainly if you have more specific questions about how some of these ideas might fit into the goals that you've set for this year, feel free to send me a message. Happy to answer any questions or expand upon something further. Okay, goal number 2, greater work-life balance. I realize that one's kind of a general one. This could apply to business owners. This could apply to, those in corporate careers, but achieving greater work-life balance. And I think for me, at the end of the day, when I often hear people talk about this, they really just want to be more intentional with how they spend their time. And so, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is working fewer hours. Like maybe we say, you know what, I am going to make sure that I leave work or I log off the computer by, 3:30 p.m. every day, or, 5 p.m. every day, whatever that your lifestyle looks like for you. And so then we can focus on other things and just be completely unplugged. So of course, if one of your goals is to work fewer hours or put more parameters or boundaries on your working hours versus your non-working hours, of course, offloading busy work and other tasks that are just consuming your time to a virtual assistant, number one way to go on that. I have lots and lots of resources for pooling ideas together for what you might be able to hand off to somebody else. And then thus freeing up your plate, not with the intention to fill it with other things, but just to be able to work the schedule that you intend to work. Another idea of achieving greater work-life balance, and again, really just spending your time more thoughtfully and intentionally, could be hiring help, whether that be at home or at work. So maybe you've decided that, I feel stressed about trying to make dinner and get the kids to activities, or maybe, I've started taking a dance class. That's just a general example. I'm not taking a dance class, but you get the idea of, maybe there's something that you want to be doing, or maybe you're going to be training for a marathon or a triathlon this coming year. And you know what? You're like, meal planning and cooking and prep and the cleanup is too much for me. Maybe it's a matter of having your virtual assistant help you. Are there some food prep options local to me? Or is there a subscription service that would meet my needs and what I'm looking for? A virtual assistant can help you source that and then ultimately move forward with, onboarding that person or signing up for that service, whatever that might be. So of course that can work at, your job as well in your business. So maybe you've determined that, I am really tired of, managing my own podcast, and I would like to hire a podcast manager so that that person can edit and ultimately put them on the web and, send them out into the world wherever they may be. So that might be something that a virtual assistant, if they don't possess those skills themselves, say, hey, I would love to help you hire a podcast manager, just to give you some ideas there for hiring some extra help when you need it. And also, there's something to be said for just overall being more present. So oftentimes, and I know I'm guilty of this, I know many others struggle with this as well, is just because we have left the office or we've logged off the computer for the day doesn't necessarily mean that's when our brain shuts off. Like sometimes, I'm circling around a problem in my mind, or maybe it's like, oh, you know what? I have another idea for that person I was talking to, or you know what? I think that we should move in this direction instead. I'm kind of having second thoughts about this, or you're trying to solve a problem. overall, being more present is something that I think that many of us are striving to do. And so a virtual assistant can help you be more present by overall providing more organization and structure for you. I think within the last couple of weeks, you'll have to check. One of the previous episodes recently was about a project management tool called Asana. We particularly use Asana. I know there's many out there, but one of the things that I talk about in that episode and, certainly in past episodes is how we try to cram so much into our brains, and we rely on our brains to keep track of things and remember things and, keep track of our to-do list and our goals and our priorities. And that just makes it really hard for our brains to just stop and be present because they're holding so much. So out of the brain into a system of some kind, whether that be organized files or organized lists or organized to-dos and projects and things like that through different systems, a virtual assistant can help you set those up so that you're able to be more present during your off time. Okay, goal number 3, learning new skills. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat some of these over and over and over again. Freeing up time. We want to free up time for reading or doing courses or taking classes, whatever that looks like for you. Again, taking a look at what can I release and ultimately hand off to somebody else so that I have the time to, say, log off by 4 p.m. on Wednesdays because I want to take the pottery class at, my local, art place, for lack of better terms, art place, pottery place, whatever you want to call it. You get the idea. I'm losing my words today. We've all been there, but you get the idea. Is if you want to invest that time or, you want to take that course, you need to free up time because we have so much on our plates. So having a virtual assistant take over some of the things that, you've been holding on to, really good time to reevaluate that. Now, another way a virtual assistant can help you with learning new skills might be doing a bit of research first. Like maybe you've decided, I am very interested in becoming a better photographer this year. That's going to be helpful for, my family, where I can really capture those moments. And it can be helpful in my business because I can capture better behind the scenes work that I'm doing with my clients or my team. And I just want to learn more about photography. So a virtual assistant can help determine the criteria in terms of, okay, we want to become a better photographer this year. And, they can gather up some information from you to learn more about what you're looking for, what your expectations are, and ultimately do that research and figure out, is this an online course? Is this an in-person course? Or, what are some of the ways that you might be able to learn more about this, and then help you determine what learning path is going to be best for you. Similarly, then once we've determined I'm learning this skill, here's the mode through which I'm going to be learning that skill, they can help you with accountability and also action plans so that you stay in momentum and you make consistent progress, especially if it's a self-paced course or you're reading a book and trying to apply some of the concepts in the book. It would be really helpful to have a virtual assistant asking you, or helping you determine your progress. Maybe you're going to do one chapter of the book a night and then send your virtual assistant a voice memo of, here are some of my takeaways and here's how I think we can apply this to what we're doing. Or maybe it's determining this is a self-paced course. There are 12 modules. I'm going to do one module a week, and helping you stay accountable from that standpoint so that things don't slip through cracks. Because I will tell you that life will get busy, work will get busy, or, somebody gets sick and then life just gets derailed, and having that extra accountability and a plan to complete the things that you're actually learning to develop and hone in is going to be huge. Okay. Common goal number 4, improve your health. So health and wellness goals. And you might be thinking, how can a virtual assistant help me with my health and wellness goals? Like that's usually not something that we put hand in hand. Those two don't usually go together. I'm going to say it again. Number 1, helping you free up the time to do this. So whether you plan on incorporating, some daily movement into your morning routine and getting that in before the day starts, or if you plan on logging off consistently on time or even a little bit earlier than you normally have to attend, a spin class or go to the gym or whatever that looks like for you. Again, having a virtual assistant free up some time. If you were going to free up even 30 minutes a day, what could you hand off to your virtual assistant? If you're looking to incorporate movement in the morning and get a workout in before you start your day, maybe it's a matter of having a virtual assistant triage your email for you. Delete what needs to be deleted, file what needs to be filed, respond to what needs to be responded to if it's a common question or an inquiry that's come in. And then ultimately, when you log into your email, you just need to respond to very specific things. Maybe that's a way that you can free up a half an hour of time in order to get your workout in before work starts that day. Just giving you another example. Freeing up time. It's going to be a refrain for a lot of these if you haven't picked up on that already. Again, similarly to learning new skills, maybe helping research, trainers or coaches who might be able to help you. Maybe you've decided, what, I feel like my digestion's just been really off. I'm thinking that, maybe there's some gut health stuff going on. Who can help me solve that problem? Is there a local provider who can help me resolve this and look into some of the health challenges that I've been facing? Or is there an online, provider that can mail a test kit to my house so I can have some things further evaluated? You can have your virtual assistant help you do some of that research. And, I know for me, it's really easy to get lost down a rabbit hole where all of a sudden I'm just scrolling and figuring out my options. A virtual assistant can help narrow down the top 3 recommendations they have for you based on what your health and fitness goals might be. And then similarly, hiring that help, determining what is going to be the best gym membership for me if I'm looking to, start working out after work. What are some of the things that are important to me? That they have, certain classes, or they have a certain schedule, or they have certain equipment, or, maybe they have a smoothie bar because I'm going to be going there early in the morning and I want to grab a protein shake before I leave and, start work for the day. Again, making up that criteria, but a virtual assistant can help you determine, your options, your best options for improving your health and freeing up your time in order to be able to do that. Okay. The last common goal that we're going to talk about in today's episode is just overall building and deepening your relationships. Again, maybe not necessarily something that you would think a virtual assistant can help you with, but there's a couple of different ways that we can do that, whether they be personal or professional relationships. And for one, maintaining a CRM tool. So this would be, of course, more on the professional side of things. But first of all, even just maintaining a list of all the people that you've had contact with over the last, whatever duration of time. Maybe you want to go back, everyone I've spoken to in the last year or 2 years or 5 years, and just keeping tabs on making sure that you're connecting with them regularly. A virtual assistant can help you not only pool and put together this list of contacts, also get them put into a system so that they can monitor, hey, you have not touched base with so-and-so since, last summer, and it's time to check in with them. Having a virtual assistant can help you with that. Another thing could be meaningful contact. And this could be personal and professional, if I'm being perfectly honest. So that could look like gifts. Maybe you want to send anniversary gifts to your customers on, every year that they, celebrate with working with you, or maybe they've hit a major milestone in your work together and you want to acknowledge and reward them for that. A virtual assistant can certainly help you with sending, electronic or handwritten cards, curating gifts. Maybe they're more personalized, maybe they're more standardized, but doing that on a regular basis, again, just to share your gratitude for your customers and to celebrate their wins with them as well. Now, this can also work on the professional side of things where maybe that, grandma's birthday is coming up and you always send her flowers. Or, on a completely different note, maybe somebody has passed away and while you're not able to attend the funeral because it's, far away, but you're thinking of them, maybe it's, sending a sympathy card and making a donation to the organization that they specified in the obituary. These are just kind of general examples, but again, even if you personally do not have the bandwidth to maintain all of this yourself, you can ask for help from others like your virtual assistant in order to make those meaningful contacts. Okay, and lastly, also scheduling time to connect. So face-to-face time, right? Whether it be on, a Zoom or a Google Meet, or even face-to-face and getting coffee or lunch or organizing a dinner, your virtual assistant can help you not only manage your calendar and then also carve out time for those activities. So maybe you say, I want to make sure that I take, my referral partners out for lunch once a month on a rotation. So maybe I have 3 people who send a lot of business to me throughout the course of a given year. I want to have those people on a monthly rotation so that I am treating them to lunch and really spending that time and showing my gratitude and even help them grow their business and where they're at, or encourage them wherever they're at personally as well, and spend that time. So I hope that this was helpful for you from looking at this from another angle of, okay, this is ultimately a goal that I've set for myself, or this is something that I've made a priority. And now how can I get some help in order to bring those to fruition or to accomplish whatever goal I've set for myself? So that being said, if you know a business owner or professional who is obsessed with their work, doesn't care about any of this other stuff, this episode's not for them. Let's be honest. But I would say for the vast majority of people, we are truly interested in, in increasing our success. We are committed to really living out our purpose. And we also want to do all of this with balance and, be with our loved ones, be present. We want to live a rich and full life, not only monetarily, but also when it comes to relationships and connections as well. So if that is you and you know someone who would be interested in learning more about how they can get help with achieving some of their goals and having that well-rounded life, please share this with the first person who comes to mind. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you found it helpful, and I will be back next week with another episode of Make Space for More. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Make Space for More. We know these insights are valuable, and we hope you are inspired to keep growing your business beyond you. Remember, growth is a journey, and you don't have to go it alone. Until next time, keep automating, delegating, and elevating your business. This is Melissa Swink, and I'll see you on the next episode of Make Space for More.